Greetings and salutations everyone, I'm Ekamek, this is Let's Play Bugs Bunny and Taz Timebusters. In the last episode we saved all the genies, we forgot to visit them for the reward for saving the genies. My bad. Anyhow, in this episode we've got the Royal Gardens. Something is written. Reunite the animal pearls. No wait, reunite the magical pearls and something will be yours. I misread that. Yeah, these worlds are actually starting to get kind of big. Both with the sunset alleyways being very... Both with the sunset alleys being kind of confusing for a hub world, but... Come and get me. Oh, time limits, time limits. We'll get to that later, we've got things to collect, but yeah. Some of these breakable collectibles now bite back. Very dangerous, be cautious. But yeah, not only is Sunset Alleys very labyrinthine and confusing, the likes of, the actual normal runabout level for this one, Royal Gardens, is quite long. You know what, I forgot to talk about Baba Chop, and he's the boss for this world. So yes, obscure Looney Tunes villain. Bugs Bunny and Daffy were trying to get to a beach for a vacation, and Bugs got lost as usual. He ended up in the cave. Baba Chop was supposed to be standing guard. He saw Bugs tunnel his way in, and so stood there for a few minutes trying to remember what the password is. Eventually finding it, Daffy clawed his way out and said, "What a way for a duck to travel, underground." But then he saw all the treasure and then immediately started jamming Bugs back in the hole because all this treasure is mine, 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 mine! He even has a miner's cap on. He runs into Baba. Baba swings his sword down and up again. It splits open his miner's hat. It splits open the diamond he had under the miner's hat. And it splits open the single hair that he had on his head. And so Daffy panics, runs to Bugs, begs him to save him from Baba Chop, offering a coin, and then it regains dignity for just a second, enough to go, "Look, I'm trying to run for my life. If you're not going to help me, then don't bother." And so he climbs up out of reach and he tells Baba Chop, "Look, the rabbit's the one who brought me here. Chop him! Chop him!" But Bugs Bunny does the old genie trick where he dresses up like a genie and tells him, "Release me for a wish." "I do so, O Master. Would you like all of this treasure?" "Yes, yes, yes." And then he just mumbles a bunch of nonsense words and takes a couple of crazy poses before going, and now it is yours. Hooray! And he dives into the treasure. And Daffy goes, ugh, what a pathetic... Daffy isn't impressed. And then later on, you hear Baba Chop! Because Daffy tried to steal treasure from Baba. It didn't go well for him. So he goes to Bugs like usual. Looks like there's a rope in this basket. Now here's the thing. To figure out what the pattern we need for the magic flute is, Bugs, jump inside. Here we go. So Bugs Bunny raises a rope up into the clouds and tells Baba Chop the duck is up there. And then after Baba climbs his way into the clouds, Bugs pulls the rope down and we never hear from Baba Chop again. Mind you, that's not the end of the episode.
Great!
Because Daffy goes back in looking for treasure and he finds a lamp. And he decides, maybe if I polish it up it can go for a few dollars. And then an actual genie pops out who says, and he is subservient at first, but then Daffy, being Daffy, stomps him back into the lamp angrily because he's certain that he's just trying to con him out of his treasure. This doesn't go well because he desecrated the spirit of the lamp. And Bugs in the background goes, yeep, and jumps into the hole to tunnel his way back to the beach because he's not sticking around for that. But Daffy says, consequences, schmonsequences, as long as I'm rich. And he gets zapped for his trouble. Bugs ends up on Pismo Beach. I think that's what it was. And... hang on. I think that we have to go forward for this one. He wonders whatever happened to that crazy old duck. Hey, a poil! And then Daffy, miniaturized, dashes out to grab the pearl, saying, it's mine, 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 mine!
Hey, what's going on?
Okay, Taz, you stay here. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure he'd have immediately... teleported back up if we hadn't left Taz there. You aren't as tough as the wolves are, buddy. Then he explodes into carrots. But yeah, Daffy jumps onto the clam, declaring that this pearl is mine, 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 mine! Get away, it's mine! Oh brother, close sesame. And the clam closes on him, and that's how the episode ends. So here's the thing. He has that music box, we need it. Timebusters. I don't get why that didn't work. I thought he was below it. Triangle, circle, square. Triangle, square, circle, X. I don't know whether you could speedrun tactics to not need these magic flute codes. But yeah, Bubba Chop is a very obscure Looney Tunes villain, but he has been one. And yeah, I just realized I also forgot to finish my talk on Bugs Bunny and his villains. So yeah, Yosemite Sam was created to be the absolute opposite of Elmer Fudd. Rather than being mild-mannered, he was loud, short-tempered. Yeah, I mean you probably know Yosemite Sam. And unfortunately they realized that there was a new problem after several cartoons, in that Bugs Bunny had a very easy time manipulating Yosemite Sam. The way they put it was, Bugs wins the moment he realizes that all he has to do is dares you to step across that line. Which has been used twice, so once in a western where he just kept doing, I dares you to step across this line, this line, this line, leading up all the way to the edge of a cliff and dropping Yosemite Sam off that. The other time that I know of was the one with the high dive act, where Yosemite Sam pays a lot of money to see someone do a very risky high dive act, only for the guy to get delayed by a storm and unable to appear. And so he decides he's going to make Bugs Bunny do the jump instead. And Bugs continues to come up with ways to get Yosemite Sam to do it instead. So first of all, there's the I dares you to step across that line. There's also where he kicks the plank out from while Yosemite Sam isn't looking, because you gotta close your eyes while I change into my bathing suit. He spins the high diving board around. I had the last one, you can have this one, Taz. Actually, I haven't shown his Gotten Dizzy animation, have I? But yeah, Bugs kept coming up with ways to the point that they stopped showing how he was getting Yosemite Sam to take that jump. He was just going up, he was climbing his way back up and then plummeting off. Until eventually it didn't happen, and we see, and there's a pause, it didn't happen, and we look up and we see Yosemite Sam actually tied up Bugs Bunny. And he stuck him on the end of the plank and he's sawing through the plank. This time you're a jumping for sure. And he cuts all the way through, and then suddenly, the part that Yosemite Sam goes, with ladder and all, goes crashing to the ground, and Bugs is left hovering in midair on that little bit of plank. And he turns to the audience and says, see, I know this defies the laws of physics, but you see, I never did study law. Iris out. Looney Tunes was really great. Okay, lesson learned. Taz isn't fast enough to get there. Is this water? This is water. I was thinking that maybe there was something around I had to do to fill this basin up, but alright. Oh! I didn't realize there was a piranha there. Also, that's a lot less damage than you'd expect from a piranha, isn't it? Okay, so these rings. You'd think finally a reason to use the carrot gun. No, actually what you're supposed to do is use the rabbit throw. The Bugs Bunny carrot snipe just... I feel I honestly can't think of any time that I actually use it. Actually, you know what? I bet that's how you're supposed to deal with those snakes. It's just that I've never had a reason to use it because I always just rushed over and hit the snake out of the pot. Huh.
Yeah!
I mean, the snakes aren't impressed by Taz's angry face, are they? Come to think of it, this stuff with the pearls, it's kind of like a miniature version of the actual hub world where we need to get 3 pearls to open up the boss token. Just like we're getting 3 boss tokens to open up the boss level. So yeah, they realized that Yosemite Sam was too easy for Bugs Bunny because he was too predictably hot-tempered. So that's when they introduced Marvin the Martian, who was to be an opposite to Yosemite Sam, in that he wasn't short-tempered at all. Like, he would supposedly get angry. You've made me very angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. And he's just pacing back and forth in a frenzy, but he never lost his temper. He was always very calm-headed. We're missing 30 time gears worth. Where would there be 30 time gears worth? Because that's either a bronze and a gold, 3 silvers, or... ooh. Oh. Okay, I need to take that anvil off my screen. Or not. Whatever. Yep, we have to keep rehitting those switches to open them up again, darn it. But yeah, the thing is that he was very calm about it, but also he did things that, well, obviously Bugs Bunny doesn't want to happen. Like blow up Earth because it obstructs his view of Venus. And the thing is that Marvin the Martian also got into a few scuffles with Daffy Duck as well. I remember the one where they needed to get their hands on Planet X and claim it for Earth. And then he explodes into carrots. Is it the same code every time? I just realized it might be the same code every time. I think that was the Marvin Martian versus Daffy Duck. I think has happened twice, but also now that I think about it, it was also often where Porky Pig was his slightly naive sidekick, and Daffy Duck was the protagonist. So there was one time where they got into an arms race and ended up completely destroying the planet that they were supposed to be claiming for their respective homeworlds. That's the one where the disintegrating vest joke comes from. Good thing I've got on my disintegration-proof vest! And he gets hit with a disintegrating ray, disintegrates, and all that's left is the vest. So Porky Pig rushes over and uses an integrating ray to restore him. "You're getting in my way!" And so he yells at Porky Pig off, and then, aha! Now I get the drop on you with my disintegrating pistol. And when it disintegrates, it really disintegrates. Well, what do you know? It disintegrated. And so he makes a run for it. Here we go, 25. All that's left is one bronze cog. But yeah, Daffy Duck keeps getting shot in the face and otherwise harmed, and it's actually Porky Pig who gets a victory or two against him. Oh, that's not helping. Yeah, I think it's the same mystical password every time. The difference is that it might be that it doesn't let you pick up the magic flute until you've seen it. But yeah, that one ends with Daffy Duck and Marvin the Martian both launching super powerful explosives at each other at the same time. They pull the lever to set them off at the same time, and there is nothing left of the planet. I told you this planet wasn't big enough for the both of us, so off you go! And you see Marvin the Martian and Porky Pig hanging on to the roots of what's left of the planet for dear life. And it sort of shows that you've won the battle, but really you've lost all point for the war. The other episode ends with... I don't fully remember the whole thing, but it did have a lot of... It had a very long preambling introduction to it, with Daffy Duck trying to get a new planet because it's a source of shoe polish or something pretty silly. Porky Pig is his sidekick once again. He gets to the planet and he talks with Marvin the Martian, and I forget whether Marvin the Martian was working against him because he also wanted the planet for its shoe polish mineral or what, but Daffy goes, "Well, I'd hate to see that happen," and then Marvin the Martian taps him on the shoulder and says, "Well, I think you should meet Gossamer." "Gossamer, you say? It sounds like one of those space princesses." And he gets a bouquet of flowers and he walks over to where Gossamer is, knocks on the door, And Gossamer is that big red fuzz monster that we've seen in certain Bugs Bunny cartoons. And Daffy immediately has a panic attack and rushes off because Gossamer's chasing him and he'd really rather not get gotten. And it works right up until Porky Pig gets out a set of hair clippers. And Gossamer immediately does a 180 and runs for his life, and Marvin turns to the audience and says, Gossamer is terrified of barbers. And Porky sits him down in the chair, says, don't be a big baby. You get off-screen shaving. And then he walks out and says, you won't believe this, but there was absolutely nothing under there. He was just hair and sneakers. And Daffy was not impressed that he got showed up. And he tells Porky several common catchphrases, and Porky takes a literal answer to them. Things like, wipe that look off your face. Yes, sir. Waves his hand down, his face is gone. Cut that out. Yes, sir. He waves it back up, and his face is back. Well, what do you want? Get the lead out. And so Porky gets out a lump of lead. And that pushes Daffy past his... Daffy loses his temper at that. Oh, brother. And so he gets out his space gun and spends the rest of the episode chasing Porky around, shooting at him. Because he's had enough, he's lost his temper. Man, where is this final bronze cog? But yeah, it was a bit of an empty ending, but I suppose there's only so much Daffy can put of being treated like Daffy before he loses his temper. Alright, I have my thing up here. So we keep it in the same episode. We can't jump over the hedges. I mean, being able to go this long without needing to look it up again is pretty cool. Right, the anvil with the balloon is the one use of snipe mode. Come on then, buddy. Over here. Wait, there it is! Here we go! Just at the 30-minute mark. I didn't actually look it up on the guide, I just sort of got tired and started wondering about this myself. Alright, let's go! That is it. All we need to do is clear out the Sunset streets, and get the Genie Temple. That's the Earth Temple, that's not it. Across from here is the Tasmajal. Maybe it's up here. Maybe that's where I haven't been doing enough looking at the actual roofs of the places. Break the vase, it might contain valuables. Ooh, we are actually getting quite close, but we still have to find the sports game for this episode. That's something that we can do next episode, though. Until next time, guys, take care. I'll see you all around. That's not the way we want to go, that's the way we came from.